I've been thoroughly enjoyed the first 3 episodes of Taboo, but they have left me with a few questions. There are a few specific scenes that I just can't make sense of. So, let's go through them. Hey, I'm G, and this is the G-Spot. James first goes to his father's offices and meets Helga. He tells Helga that he knew her as a young boy. Helga knows who Horace is. She knows that he hasn't been around and she took over the offices because of that. Then they go inside, they have some talking. James makes the reference that he'll cut off 12 sets of testicles and put them in a bag for her. And then she says to James, "I remember you." This confuses me. What does she mean she remembers it? James saw her as a young boy, and now he's disappeared for at least 10 years, and he was at military school before that. So, point being, she has not seen James since he's been a boy. How does she recognize him as a man? And why did it take her so long to recognize him? If he's someone that she's familiar with, after he told her who his father was, her little mind should have been going and she should have made the connections. It's just a natural thing to do. This scene felt so forced when she said this to him. When I first saw it, I was a little disappointed with the writers, and I thought, are they really forcing this scene just to get another character to say to James, "I know you've done awful things in your past"? But then I thought about it more, and I don't think that is the answer. We posted another video that's called "What is James Delaney?" that references the possibility that James is not a human being. And if we look at it this way, if we humor ourselves and say that that's true, that James is more than a human being, then the question is what or who is James? And maybe that's who Helga recognizes. Has James become someone greater than himself? Has someone overtaken James's body? And is this who Helga recognizes when she says, "I remember you"? The very opening scene when James arrives to London, and my question about this scene is, who rows James to shore? And where are they now? Not sure if they are a significant person, if it matters, if it's just James was on a boat and they dropped him off and they took off. Was it James's boat? Very curious to know who that person is and where they're currently at. At the end of the first episode, when James is in the meeting with East India, him and Godfrey catch eyes. Godfrey the bookkeeper. And when they do, it is a held stare with strange looks from the both of them. It's so odd. And now James has approached Godfrey in the 3rd episode. There was no mentioning of it, but it still makes me wonder, what was that stare about? The last question I have is from the 2nd episode. In the 2nd episode, we see James and Winter row out to a boat so James can find the person with the silver tooth trying to kill him and ask him, "Why are you trying to kill me?" and find out who he is. James then climbs onto the boat, and what we see is, rather than James searching for the person on the boat, he just burns the boat down. Now, this could be, the question that I have could be due to my own ignorance. I don't deny this. I don't really know what boats were like at that time, those big boats. But to me, it was a huge boat, and all James did was see one tiny room in it and then burn it down fairly quickly. He didn't even really look around. He grabs a few things off the desk and then he sets it on fire. And this is confusing to me because he says his purpose for going into the boat is finding the person and asking them, "Why are you trying to kill me?" But he doesn't actually attempt to do that. He just burns the boat down. I'm not sure if any of these questions mean anything, if we will get answers in the future, if they are the beginning of bigger plot points, but they are definitely things that stuck out to me, specifically the scene with Helga. It was such an uncomfortable scene. It's so different than the writing that we see everywhere else throughout the show. I think there is more to that scene with Helga. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about Taboo, please just leave them below. We'll do our best to get them answered. If you know the answers to any of the questions, please leave those below. We would love to read them. Don't be afraid to like the video if you did. If you have any friends that watch Taboo, go ahead and share the video with them. It'll give you something to talk about. If you want to make sure you catch all of our videos on Taboo, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and you will be notified every time we upload one. You have a great day.